Hello and welcome back to AI with Andrea. This is my diary entry into all what I'm learning in 2026 about AI and all the wonderful things that it can do. And it's not just about prompting, there are so much more. So I kicked off 2026 with a 30-day Lovable challenge. What is Lovable? Lovable is a vibe coding app or software that you can build literally anything as long as you've got an idea, it can be built. You can build websites. I'm currently building a dashboard, so a personal dashboard, and I'm going to take you on the journey with this dashboard. So this dashboard started off blank. It now has a habit tracker, a daily task tracker, a notes section. I can voice journal and get the transcription from the voice journal, a Pomodoro timer. So if you don't know what a Pomodoro timer is, it's actually called it a focus timer. But anyway, it is where you can, if you're working for an hour and you set the timer at 45 minutes for you to have focused time of working and then 15 minutes of a break, the timer will go off and it is just amazing. I can also add a Spotify playlist, I believe, on there as well, but I haven't done that just yet. And do you know what? Let's just get into it so I can actually show you instead of just talking about it. Let's be about it. So, if you've been on this journey with me and if you've been watching, you know that this is the lovable screen that we go into first of all. Then we go over to the 30-day challenge because that's what I've called it. And you know what? It's actually not even 30 days. I've now realized it's 25 days. And I do believe we're a couple of days away from finish this project off, kinda with there's a few things that can be inputted in here that I haven't done just yet. Okay, we've just logged in and I can see an error message. Before we get to that, so what I have been doing, another challenge that I've given myself is to only use the 5 credits a day, which means that I have to be very strategic about what I'm building and what I'm asking it to do. So as you can see, so far, it's got everything that I probably would need on here, to be fair. But there is, when I look at it in the open preview tab, I see a sidebar that I don't actually see when I'm programming it. So the notes sections work. And if you can see, this page doesn't work. And I don't have a reason for having a document section and settings doesn't work. So for today, what I'm going to do is there isn't a prompt. So it's just about asking it to organize everything for me. I'm going to say to put the quick stats over into the analytics tab on the sidebar. And what else would I want there? I think I'm just going to have all the shortcuts to all the sections in the sidebar minus documents. So let's see what happens. So you've just seen that nothing works. So build unsuccessful. Oh God, what is this? All right, now I'm scared that if I try and fix it, it might just take away all my credits. So yeah, so how do I check? So on a daily basis, this is where it starts with 5 credits. And so what I was thinking is if I did upgrade purely because of time for me and I'll be able to batch record, if I did upgrade, I will keep checking and checking in with you to show you how many credits I've actually used for that task so that you can see what this is what we've built so far in less than a week on the free version. We're not doing too badly. So what I'm going to do is I am going to talk to my Lovable and ask it to organize the sidebar and ensure that all the shortcuts work. Hi, so the sidebar has a note section which works. It has analytics that doesn't work, and it has a shortcut to documents which I'm not using. The settings link has nothing there either. So I want to organize the sidebar so that everything now works and is in working order. What I'd also like on the sidebar, if we could have shortcuts to all of these sections, so the daily habits, the Pomodoro timer, the daily tasks, and for the quick stats to be put into the analytics shortcut on the sidebar. So it's removed from the dashboard and goes and has its own section on the sidebar because it takes up quite a bit of space. And if there's anything else that you feel that would benefit from being rectified and adjusted, please do see what happens. Let's see. All right. I'm just reading through it to take out. So I do like to voice record rather than typing. One, because it's much quicker, and two, sometimes when I'm typing, how my brain works, I don't actually get convey what I need to convey. All right, let's just run that and see what happens. So as usual, it starting live preview. It does that. I've noticed it does that every time I do my first prompt, and it goes into thinking mode. It's thought for 10 seconds and it said, I'll reorganize the sidebar, create an analytics page for the stats and add shortcuts to dashboard sections. Let me first check the current sidebar implementation. It's done that. Now I'll create the analytics page and update the sidebar with proper navigation. Let me also fix the build error because if you notice there was a build error, so it's also going to do that now as well. How many credits it's going to use, I don't know. That's it's just like that. It's like watching a movie and it cuts off at the end. You don't know where it's going to cut, the point that it's going to cut off at. So this is the challenge. This is the challenge that I've given myself this week. This challenge has taught me about patience, seriously, and consistency. So every morning, this is the first thing that the first piece of work that I've done, get to recording this challenge. And I'm glad I did because this time last week, I had no idea how to use Lovable. And I'm not saying that I'm an expert at it right now, but I'm lots of steps further than I was a week ago, or even 6 days ago. Because I started this on Tuesday. It's now Sunday, the 11th of January, 2026. So for the numerology people out there, it's the 111 because 2026 equals to 1. Just thought I'd add that bit in there. Okay. Oh, it's done it. And we have 2.3 credits left. So let's see if this has updated. I'm going to refresh this. Oh, yeah. Oh, very cool. So when we go here, got a note section, the voice journal. Oh, it doesn't actually take you to the voice journal. The Pomodoro. I suppose it doesn't need to open that because they're all there already, right? But what about the settings? Okay, now that's dark. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. So let me just think about what we need to do next. I'll be right back. Right. I've had a thought and it said that it's removed the non-working link. So it removed the document and it removed the settings. Now, I'm forward thinking here. If I wanted to, say, for example, change my username or update my email. Just trying to think how that works. I'm trying to be strategic about these 2.3 credits that are remaining because this is going to be one of the last things that I do on this today. I'm thinking, what am I thinking? I don't know. It's that I need to call a friend. Okay, so one of the things that I've have learned and seen other people do is to chat with it. So when you chat with it, it doesn't take up any credits. So I'm gonna chat with it without it taking credits. How does the how I want to know, will the authentication work when I publish this dashboard? Because at the moment the authentication isn't working. So you can talk to it, I believe, and let's see. I don't think it's going to take any credits, hopefully. So let me check your authentication setup to ensure it will work properly when published. Good news. Let me also check the database tables and RLS policies to ensure everything is properly secured. Great news. Your authentication will work perfectly when published. Here's what I found. The authentication setup is production ready. What's working? Perfect. Okay. One minor recommendation. This is the security. You can enable it in the back end, but it's not blocking. Your app will work fine. Okay. When you publish, when you click publish, authentication will work exactly as it does now. Okay. It did use, I thought you didn't have to pay for talking to this thing. What? Nah, I'm gutted. I could have. All right. Think carefully. What's the next question? What do I need to do next? What do I add? What do I want to add next? Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so what I had been doing was not what I said I was gonna do. I decided to have a little play about with some of the buttons. I got a bit brave and said, no, what does this do? What does that do? So you see that this sidebar has changed. So I went to design and they have themes apparently. And I've, yeah, I'm gonna see, I'm gonna click on Tide and I wanna apply Tide to see what happens. And then there's other things that I saw because I wasn't too sure what was happening in the background. Like, what's the cloud? What does that look like? And so on and so forth. So I'm going to show you that. Oh, look, it said that. So it's changed the theme. It's given us a bit of pop of color. All right, cool. Like that. And we're in night mode, so we can go into light mode. So when you can see where the colors are. That looks cool. Okay, so then something else that I wanted to have a look at was what does cloud look like? And so when I clicked on cloud, so obviously we spoke about the publication when you publish it and what that looks like. But I just wanted to see, I didn't realize what any of this was like. We're all learning together, and this is where all everything is held. So you've got all the different databases that it has, the users that it has. Obviously just got me as the one user I signed in 2 days ago. Created that on the 8th of January. And I just thought it was quite cool about, I'm going to check out what that mean that files inside public buckets are accessible by anyone. So if you was to create a new bucket, like I said, I don't know. Okay, files in private buckets require authentication to access. So again, these are things I need to make notes of. What are storage buckets? How do they work, etc. So that's good to know. Obviously, it's just me using it, so it shouldn't be a problem. And I haven't put anything in there that's anything sensitive. AI, I saw somewhere that AI tells you all the logs. Where did I see it? I was clicking, was it usage? I was clicked somewhere and it told me about, yeah. So I need to check out what this actually means. So, sorry. So cool. So cloud, what does that say? Cloud usage updates daily. Recent cloud usage may take a while to appear. Okay, so you get up to $25 free for cloud storage. Oh wow, okay. So it tells you that what projects and how much the projects is actually using. And it's saying this is a temporary offering until the beginning of 2026. We will refine our pricing model. Okay, I'm gonna have a read of that. So that's quite cool. Yeah, I just need to know. Obviously, I haven't upgraded my plan. This is all on the free plan. I'll close out of that. So that was interesting. And then that's the code. This is what's this? That's the analytics. To view, and you first need to publish a project. Okay, cool. And then we've got back to the preview mode. So done all of that. It didn't use any credits. So that I just thought that was interesting, just to have a little behind the scenes of what it actually looks like. Okay, hi, I'm back. I don't know, experiencing some tech issues with my laptop. So what I'm going to do, because of my fast self, I want to just click publish. Because we've done quite a bit on there and I've been racking my brain. What should I use the last piece of credits on? And I don't want it to just run out and I'm not able to do anything. So I'm going to publish the project and see, enter your URL. Okay, okay, okay. So I was watching, so you can choose if it's a work-based, not available in your plan, so anyone can visit. Okay. And then the coach went to see what the two warnings were. She said that leaked password protection is basically because my password is weak. I didn't really set it to the greatest password. So that is why that came up. And the users cloud modify each other's voice note, like voice journal recordings. Not too sure what that means, but requires a scan, update scan first. Try to fix all for free. We love free round here, don't we? So the security scan is up to date. What happens if I click on it doesn't so I'll just open in files. I don't want to do that. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. So the voice journal table is missing an update policy. While users can only view and delete their own journals, there's no policy preventing unauthorized updates if the application attempts them. Asks Lovable to analyze or fix this finding. I'm just going to say fix this and see what happens. So this is what the coach did towards the end of I think this was like day 24. So I'll add the missing update policy to the voice journals tables to prevent unauthorized modification. So I'm going to allow. This has been a very interesting project. Now I'm going to sit down and evaluate what I have done and how could I do things differently and potentially sit down and watch more of the training videos because there were a lot more. I skipped over them. Done. Added the update policy to the voice journal so users can only update their own voice journal recordings. Great stuff. The remaining leaked protection disabled warning is a separate infrastructure setting that requires manual action in the backend settings if you want to enable it. So users cannot delete their Pomodoro session history. The Pomodoro session table lacks a delete policy. Okay, so it likes its policies. Fix this. So as you can see, we've still got 1.3 credits, free credits remaining. So it is doing this for free. Thank you, Lovable. Much appreciated. So now we're adding a delete policy to the Pomodoro sessions. This is good that it gives you all of this before you publish. So it's doing its thinking. That's done. Added that. Perfect. Saving the changes. So now leak password protection is currently disabled. Okay, so I think we've already clicked on that, but let's just let's see what happens if I say fix this. So again, it's thinking this is the back end configuration settings that require manual action. Open your backend settings by clicking the button below. Navigate to authentication settings. Enable. Okay, so navigate to authentication and auth. Okay, so where did it say to go to? Navigate to. Do you see authenticator? Auth settings, and then enable leaked password protection. What's advanced? Am I not seeing something? What's enable sign, enable email? That's on. Auto confirm requires password characters. Okay, this checks pass enable leaked password protection. I can't see that. I don't think. Require re-authentication password change. Am I missing something here? Because I don't see that. Disable sign up, prevent new users from signing up. Enable anonymous users, allow anonymous users to sign in. Nope. Allow users to sign in with their Google account. Oh God, let's just leave that then. No, forget that. I'm trying to just avoid all the technical stuff right now. It's this that I can't understand why I can't see what I need to see. All right, so maybe this is a question for the coach. Advanced settings. All right, if please write a comment under the under this video. Yeah, I need to, and I love all of this because what's this? I love all of this. Does that take us back to the same place? I love all of this because this is all part of the learning curve, and this is why I'm doing this because I want to learn, dear diary. I want to become a vibe coder. Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna leave it there. I feel like because it's just me right now, so anyone can visit. All right. What I'm gonna do is because anyone can visit, I'm just gonna pause because I don't know how this works and I just want to be secure. One moment, be right back. All right, so I've given it a URL name, published, it's updated. Let's have a updated. Let's see what happens when I go to access it. Ooh, so it asks me. All right, let's. Okay, so here we are. We're in the dashboard. This is a live dashboard. Oh my gosh, I am extremely happy with this. Can't wait to see if. So let's see if I go onto my iPad now that I have here, if I'm able to visit the copied link, allow. Okay, it's asking me for has my username and password. So it's asked me for my login details. Came up straight away. Ooh, so the dashboard, I'm on the dashboard now. Let's see if I add a habit here. Will it update here? So if I refresh this, okay, so for some reason it hasn't updated here because I just updated it on I said read book on my iPad, but then let's go gem here and see if it updates on my iPad. No. So those are the things that you need that needs to be tested out. So I'm using two different devices and add a new task. Cook dinner. That's a high priority. Again, refresh. Yeah, so it's not linking, so I need to find out why that is. And if I was to add a new note, Sunday. the 11th test. So that comes up there, refresh. Oh, so the notes updated. So the notes updated. This is why you do the testing. The notes updated. That worked. What about if I was to record a allow Sunday the 11th of January 2026. I have just finished my first Lovable build. I am testing the voice journal to see if it links to the version I have on my iPad. Right, let me refresh. Okay, so the voice journal updates, the notes update, but the daily habits and the daily task don't update. Very interesting. At least I've got questions to go back to, but you can see, and let's have a look on at the analytics. So I haven't completed any, but if I was to say complete read book, refresh that. So that one's done for today. My analytics on my iPad, that hasn't updated. What about if I go to back to my dashboard and said I went to the gym now? That didn't update. Okay, so these things are good to know. So I need to see where because you don't know these things work until you actually test them out. Let's see cook dinner, go into that. All right, still nothing. Refresh that. No. Okay. So we can see where I feel like I do believe we can go back and make some edits in the back end of this. What about sign out? Does sign out work? Perfect. Sign out. Okay, so we can't can't sign out of my on my iPad. So I can sign out on my laptop, but not on my iPad. Again, something else to look at. I'm just going to see if I can, when I log back in, what happens. So it saves. Hello. God, here we go. Right. I don't know what's changed here now because it logged me out. Okay, so I'm just checking. Right. Okay. Didn't like my finger the first time. All right, so let's go back into the analytics. Yeah, nothing hasn't updated and I still can't sign out on my laptop. All right, I'm gonna leave it for there for today. It is Sunday afternoon after all, and I'm happy with what I've got done in what 6 days? No, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 5 days. 5 days I've been doing this for, and I've only been able to use 5 credits a day. And I worked out, I feel like I believe I had around 5 or 10 to start with. So we say 40 credits this used. This whole project used up 40 credits and probably a bit more once I do the configurations and changes in the back end. But all in all, it's been a great experience. I've learned a lot more about Lovable and I can't wait to see how I will record the improvements that I make as well. But I won't be too much in a rush to do that now because my brain wants to go on to do something else now. But I have already started to do something else. So you may see whenever this comes out that I also tried out Google AI Studio because they have a vibe coding app on there too. And I've recreated this dashboard over there. So if it's available when I put this video up, I'll put the link to it and you can watch that playlist too to see how I've now used Lovable and Google AI Studio because, dear diary, I will become a vibe coder. I'll see you next time. This has been great. This has been AI with Andrea, aka the AI Diaries, and it's been great sharing my diary entries with you and just sharing this process. And I can't wait to see what we create throughout 2026.